Hello, everyone. Chris Frederick from Stretch to Win. I'm here with one of my graduates, Aaron Porter, a level 3 Fascia Stretch Therapy practitioner. Welcome, Aaron.
Hey, thank you so much, Chris.
Well, you're welcome. It's an exciting time to be in LA and anyone who roots for LA Rams, because I understand that you are also helping the Rams now, or have been,
Yes,
in various aspects with something called Fascia Stretch Therapy. Is that true?
ab absolutely. So this season is my first season with working with Rams players. So what an amazing season they've had. And I actually was lucky enough to work with 4 players this whole season. And 2 of them are going to the Super Bowl, which I'm super, super stoked about. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So we don't need to, mention any specific names or anything, but are they offense, defense, both?
The original person that I had or have is actually was an offensive lineman. So
Even the ones you can talk about, even the ones that aren't going to the Super Bowl, it's all about preparation anyway, right?
yes, yes.
And so I think more variety is better. So if you have sort of examples, what you do, well, what you do might be different in terms of what they specifically need, like a wide receiver needs certain things versus a running back versus a big offensive lineman. They may be very particular with, hey, Aaron, this is what I need versus
Right.
generically, to get
Exactly.
so yeah, just in general, how are they responding to FST, or how do you use it or they use it?
Well, one of my biggest epiphanies working and getting the phone call is my first player, and I'll say his name is AJ. That was the original one. And he's a rookie, his first year. And the thing that was really, really cool about getting the phone call, because another massage therapist had my information and was like, I worked with him because he was, in the Kansas City area, and he wants a really good therapist. Can you work with him? And I showed up, and he's 6'6" and about 300 pounds. And the thing that actually was really cool working with him for the first time is I've worked with NFL players in the past, but this is one of the biggest guys I've ever worked on in my entire life. And FST really prepped me to work on these athletes. The way that FST works is I was able to actually not ever struggle with his body at all because everything is done with leverage. And
Mhm.
so I felt really comfortable working with him because I was already prepared to work with him from the moment that I actually started moving his limbs around. Um, at first, we were doing recovery. So basically making sure that he was, prepped for his next practice session and or games. But he has worked so well with the FST that now we're actually just improving mobility. And I use it in conjunction with my other corrective exercises and Pilates, but FST is the core. And then I first started working with him, and then he sent me on to 3 additional players. So now I work with, originally it was 4 and then down with 2 because 2 of them actually got traded.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just amazed though, because he was actually tight a lot in the glute medius kind of area. But his body has changed so much during this season. Hopefully we're going to take the Super Bowl, but we already are talking about what we're going to do in the off season, which is
That's
great.
incredible that he's changed so much during the season, because that
Huge.
typically, with a lot of things, it's hard to get changes because they're in the middle of ram bam, thank you, ma'am, just getting banged around a lot every week, every day. Off season is usually the time you try to get plastic gains or some long-term gains. So that's amazing. Uh,
Right.
Tell me about some other players that may come to mind, anyone specific when they first came in, and how it was and how it is now, the changes. Was it another kind of player, different position?
Well, what I'm learning is he recommended the second client that I got was also an offensive lineman,
Okay.
and that I've learned so much this season because it's like I realize how much the players hang out with other players on, I guess on the field and off the field, because he had a friend that was just hanging out with him and basically kind of walked by the table in their apartment and was just like, you need to work with this guy, this stuff is great for you. And then I did 10 minutes on the next player, and then we scheduled something for the following week. I just feel a lot of the players that I've worked with this season, a lot of the stretches that I've given them, they're not used to moving in that manner, you know, uh, and just opening the door to new movement patterns. I can, I can assess where they're kind of have, limited range of motion. And then after I get them off the table, I'll give them specific things that they need to work on. And then we build from there. And I'm seeing them twice a week because you want,
Awesome.
yeah, so twice a week. And the thing is it's an easy thing to discuss with them because once a week, in my opinion, is not sufficient, but they can see the gains so quickly. I know you talked about long-term gains. I'm just talking about short-term gains and then locking it in. So, when they feel the difference, and I know you know this because we talk about this all the time in our FST trainings and all that stuff, but for the clients that aren't used to that, they kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, of course, let's do Tuesday and Friday. So my routine is Tuesday and Fridays with these guys, working with them once on their day off and then once on their kind of half day off.
Well, that's exactly the way we worked on them too. So that seems to be their universal schedule.
See, yeah.
It works perfectly. And they need it twice a week.
Twice a week.
They're engaged, their body's their tool, it's their livelihood. And that, among many other reasons, is why they must come in twice a week. And it's really nice to get a start sort of towards the beginning of the week and also towards the end of the week, especially if it's a game weekend, which it is most time, obviously in season. So the timing seems to be perfect because it gives them enough time to recover and to benefit from what you do.
The other thing I want to add is the core of my guys, they're young, they're rookies, they're 22, 23. And from my experience, I feel like the culture is all about improving mobility right now, like literally right now, because I will like work on my client AJ and I test him and I'm like, did you work on your mobility exercises? I already know that he did because I can tell, I can already tell. And he goes, I'm doing exactly what you told me to do every single day. And I'm like, I'm going to be really clear with you, AJ, you are gaining so much mobility. It's insane. So I think that the players, at least I've worked on, or the culture of players that I've worked on, it's like their mindset is already where it needs to be.
Right.
They literally are like, I feel like the culture is more open to doing the stuff every single day, which is great.
I think it's great that rookies are coming in because in the old days when we were working on them back in the 90s and the 2000s, it got better and better, I think, over the years that they had perhaps better advice and mentoring. But the young ones were like, I'm flexible.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't need it. I'm young. I don't really need it. So they really didn't get into it unless they get even like a fellow player who's more of a veteran. And they're like, dude, I'm telling you, if you want to extend your career and preserve your career and not get injured as much, go see this guy or go get FST. And that's usually how it happens. Right.
So what I was pleasantly surprised at, I would give homework and then I would see a difference on the table. Because the thing is, I mean, that's my dancer background. If you really want to make change, you're going to need to work on it consistently, almost every single day, plus consistency with the person that you're working with. And I'm just really glad that the people that I've worked in, they have it dialed in. I mean, it's no surprise they're going to the Super Bowl, but it's a really, really great way to work with these NFL players because this is what I'm going to do with everybody else that I work with, this formula of twice a week and corrective exercises so that they're doing it on a regular basis as well.
And it will undoubtedly increase with referrals because I call it locker room marketing. They don't care what the website says. They don't care even what social media says. They care what their buddy says. If their buddy says, you see this person, they will see that person. And so now you've made that reputation, you have credibility, you can all expect it to expand. So I'm really excited for you. And in closing, I just want to say, you really represent us so well with the work of Fascia Stretch Therapy now at this top tier game with top tier players. It's going to be an exciting Super Bowl. It was an exciting NFC championship.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
By 3 points. So we're going to keep at the edges of our seats and we'll be thinking of you working on them. And is there anything else you want to share or say?
No, but I just think it's fun. It's fun. I guess it's fun doing the work and actually making a difference. And the other thing that I want to finish with, it's really, really cool to text your clients and say, great job. I'm so proud of you. And then these guys are so great and so humble that they I'm almost getting tears. They text you back sincerely, like I'm referred to as sir, sincerely saying you're part of the process and thank you. So it's really just really rewarding because it's like I feel like, you know, you're part of that team and they're very, wanting you to also realize that you're part of the team. So it's really awesome to be part of the process with everybody involved. It's been a wonderful.
That's so wonderful. That's so wonderful to hear. Now, if other people, even if they're not football players, want to see you,
Yes.
would you like to share your contact information, how they can contact you?
Yes, thank you so much. So I'm Body by Aaron. Ta-da, Body by Aaron. So simple Body by Aaron on Instagram at Body by Aaron, and also bodybyaaron.com. Almost on all platforms, Body by Aaron. So they can feel free to reach out. And that's another thing I want to talk about. I do in-home services. So I actually go to people's homes and set up stuff there.
That's truly wonderful. Well, listen, I'll end with this statement. Go Rams.
Yes, go Rams. All right, I will talk to you soon. So great always talking to you, and say hi to Ann for me, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.